Good evening. It's power hour right now, 20 past 3 Eastern Time, or here in the UK it's 20 past 8. It's the 7th of September, and I'm just going to recap my trades for today. On my screen you can see the MES futures. This is the 2-minute time frame, but I'm going to start off with the hourly. So we can see this morning in my live pre-market video I discussed this level and this demand area, and I said one of my watches is a higher risk area. In fact, while I was in the video live, I actually saw the trade and got straight into it, which I'll show you in a second on the 5 and 2 minute. But basically this level was the area I was watching. There's a few other areas as well, but we didn't touch any other areas, so it's a bit of a low. The volume's tailing off as well. Not like yesterday, there's plenty of volume yesterday. Today it's just tailing off. So not a very good day for trading. No big moves, not very volatile. But let's just go into the 5 minute and I'll show you my trade from earlier. It's a great trade. So in the pre-market I was talking about, and what's the pre-market was at 9 o'clock. So it's coming into about 20 past 9 by the time I got to the end of the video. And I said I was watching this area for a potential bounce, high risk bounce. In fact, if I go into my, just go into here, this is our Discord server, and all my trades I put in here, my live stream. So this particular one here, what's that? Just before the market opened, I put it in after the video. 44.33.50 by 44.30. And it's an area, so it's not an exact area. In fact, long before then, I'm starting to put in the video as well. Go down to the comments. Oh, I've got some plugin on here, so my comment's not there. But I thought I put in the comments. I'm trying to put in my levels as well. It doesn't matter. I'll find that for next time. But anyway, the point is, that was the play I was watching for. I said it was a high risk bounce area as well, because it's an area I was watching. So I only wanted to go in, it's a scalp. So I got in with 2 contracts. So my first entry, it was looking for a long. My first entry was the break of, let's go into the 2 minute because that's what I used. I used the 5 and the 2 minute. The 2 minute is basically for me to refine my entry. The 5 minute is really to watch the trend, and I do prefer to get in on the 5 minute if I can. So it was about 9:30, it was here. So in the pre-market it came down, and I said if it pushes up I'm going to be watching it, and I got in exactly there, and it pushed up. As you can see, that big red candle pushed up, and then so instantly in the green. It was a good move, but it came back down and I added a second one back down here. So I was in 2 trades and my average price was about there. So my first out was, where was it? I was watching one area. I was watching here. So that's an area I was watching. I'm going to mark that for now, even though it's not really an area. So it's a pivot from yesterday's low, or yesterday's low. So my first out on that trade was coming into, when it came out, when it broke out the zone and before it pulled back in, I took a bit of profit off there, and my next out was when it got to this area here, and it's coming into the VWAP as well. And so that was the trade. So it was a good trade. My average price was there, and my out was there and there. So up for the day. And I was waiting then. I really wanted to continue it. I was hoping to see a big push up, and it didn't happen, but it pulled back, so I was waiting for a pullback. And so it came back, and I saw this buy set up, and I saw it push below this 50 moving average. So my entry, I'll zoom in a bit. So even though I was out of my trade, I didn't, it came up here. And what I didn't want to do, didn't want it to pull right back to my break-even point and not gain anything. I was only trading 2 contracts of MES, so it was like a 50-50. I only had 2 contracts to play with, so I didn't really want normally I trade 4 or 6 or 8 contracts, but because it's a higher risk play, I consider it as a scalp, so I just got in with very low, right on the open as well, very low amount, low risk, and low quantity of contracts. So so I only had 2 contracts to play with. So I got out there, and I got out there, and I got out, where was it? Wherever I said it was before there. And then when it came back down, I was waiting for the break of this, which it did. It broke it, and I thought, oh, this is okay. My stop loss was there, but I think I held it too tight. Even when I put my stop in, and as soon as it broke that area, I got out. Really, I should have used this stop loss, because in a scalpy market, especially up soon after the open, we get some bigger moves, and I should have given it a wider stop loss. But it's fine, because I'm happy to stop out. However, you know, I'm always extremely keen to get back in again, so I was waiting for the re-entry. I waited, didn't see anything, and then it came all the way back down, and my next entry was, I saw it break the low of the day, and then pull right back out, and as it came up through here, I got in as it came back into this channel, this blue line. So I got 2 contracts there. Again, it's a scalp play, kind of a treble bottom as well. Treble bottom. You could even know, yeah, it's definitely a treble bottom. I was gonna say inverse head and shoulders, but not really. It's not very defined. And so it's a big area. There wasn't much volume there, and almost as soon as I got into it, we had this big move up, and it was a brilliant move. What a quality move that was. So I got out again, same area as before on my first contract, which was that pivot, this area here, and it's a VWAP as well. And my next out was the 200 moving average, just there. In fact, it was that pivot I got out on, and that was good. And then again, I was waiting for another add. So again, because even though I say I'm adding, technically they're new trades, but I'm kind of continuing on from the trade. I want to get maximum profit from my 2 contracts I'm scalping. So out at the highs and then buy back in at the lows. That's what I'm trying to do. So my next add was there, and as you can see, did okay. I think I got out eventually. I think that's my out there when I saw that top intel. So I got this move up, and then I add one more add. So I was totally out. Saw it push up. I missed this move, and I definitely missed it, because I didn't want to go long into the 200 moving average at that point, and just in case this was a double top it's putting in. But I did get another position at this level here when it came back down to this break and retest of this area. So as soon as it broke the 2-minute pivots there, I was in as it burst through that 50 moving average. And my out was right at the top, and again I used a 2-minute, same as my out there. If I don't see a new high made in the 2-minute, then I'll watch it, and as soon as it breaks down through the 2-minute, I'll get out. So here we had this top and tail there, and it looked a bit weak. The volume, I don't think I looked at the volume, but I think it was declining volume as well. So I got out there, and that was me done by 12:30. I was done for the day. So apart from that one loss down here where I added and I didn't like it and got back out, it wasn't really a loss. It's basically taking an add and then removing the ad because it didn't go in the way I wanted. It was a good day. I put this trend line in earlier as well, and we can see here we touched it there. Well, that's the first entry, that's the second entry, second touch, the third touch, and then we came back down, and look at that, we're retesting it again, retesting it, and then rejected, and then bounced off the VWAP. So it'd be interesting to see where we go. One thing I want to show you is my book map I've been using, and it's been helping me a lot. Let's move this over. Here we go. So I'm using book map, and what this shows me is heavy areas of limit orders. So you can see on this chart here, we've got 44.60. We've got these massive order. What's it? We've got, it's not as many as it was earlier. It's coming down. You can see it's coming. It was over 1,000 just a few minutes ago, but you can see it's been eaten away. Let's change my pen. So we've got this area here, this area here. It's coming in, and eventually, I think once the order's all gone, we may see it push through. But that's but what I use bookmap for is just to see where these areas of supply and demand are. So it's coming into an area, one of my areas I defined in the pre-market, then potentially that could be a rejection. I'm looking for a rejection. This area is not really an area I've defined in the pre-market, so I'm not really that interested. But it's interesting to see the big heavy order book as well, and then watch this number here. So 625, like I said to you earlier, that was over 1,000, and here we go, starting to come down to 625, 600, and as it's coming into that area, you see if it's reducing down, then potentially we're going to see it break through. But if you look, more orders are adding to it, so we've got a big seller here, and so it's just been steadily selling, going back up again. But it's interesting to watch, and it's basically same as watching the tape when you have time and sales coming through, and also the level 2. You see the big orders on level 2, and you can watch it decline. So it's still hovering around the 600 area. Orders been added. These are limit orders. Just want to see what happens when we get up there. We're getting close to it. 44.60. Let's just zoom in. So 644. That's fine. I'm probably done with the video anyway, but I just wanted to. It's good to see this because it's nice seeing, watching these numbers, watching the buyers and sellers battling it out. And the good thing about it is you can see what's going to happen. So if this number stays the same and we're up here somewhere, then potentially we're going to see it bounce back down because it's not going to sell. But if we're watching this number and it's decrementing, you know, we're going down 600, 500, 400, 300, and then that's all these orders being eaten up, and we could see it push through. So it's worth watching this. It's good. But you know, some people don't like watching this, but this is what floats my boat. So I'm happy to watch these things, and that's why I spend a lot of my time watching the level 2. And this is a visual representation of the level 2, and it's really good. So I recommend getting bookmap. If you've got a Think or Swim account, you can get a free. They let you have bookmap for free. I think you only get Apple, Microsoft, and ES. But you just open up the support and chat and just ask them for the bookmap, and you just get the full version for ES, and that's all. I only trade MES and ES, so for me this is perfect. Totally free as well. And there's also YouTube channels which shows it as well. So that's it. You see, we just talked about that, didn't we? So this is what it looks like on a chart. It come up into that area of selling and the sellers, and then you get the big sell-off. So here we know there's a big area, and it's just trying to break through that. So it's still at 600. Well, I was hoping we would have seen some fireworks before I stop the video, but it doesn't look like we will. It's starting to come down now. 597. No, it's not moving much. Do you know what? I will pause the video now, and if it changes, I will bring the video back again. But if not, then this might be the end of it for me anyway. Okay, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Don't forget, every day I do a live pre-market video, and I go through all these levels. There's particularly this level I talked about today, which was perfect, and yesterday in my pre-market video I talked about this level up here. Was it the break and retest I took? In fact, it was. Watch my video from this morning, I'll go through it briefly. But look at this for a move yesterday. So yesterday I took the long on this level up there for profit, and then I said if it breaks and retests I'll take it again, and that's exactly what I did. So it came in. Oh, no, just checking the level. So my first trade yesterday was that long out up here. My second trade was a break. It broke through, came back up, retested this area, and I went short, and I think I got out exactly there actually. I missed all of this, but you know, I was done for the day. That was good. And I think in my video last night you probably saw me represent it as a fish. This is the head of the fish, the body of the fish, and then the tail, and that's the head. And what we're interested in is the body. We let the fishermen cut off the head and tail, and they can discard that, but taking the body of the move, that's the important thing, and that's exactly what I did yesterday. Try not to get FOMO for these bits left, for this bit I missed. But it's hard not having FOMO. Yeah, nothing's changed, so it's still sitting at 600 orders, but I think we're going to see something move shortly. Okay, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for watching this video, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. Okay, have a nice evening.